What's going on, everybody? This is Wrestling with the Apester. I am, of course, the Apester himself. This is my first time uploading a podcast. First time ever. Never done it before. I'm still learning the ins and outs of podcasting, so just bear with me here. I am recording currently with my phone. I have it up close to me right now. It's on top of a chair right now. So, I don't know how long this video is going to be, but this first podcast episode is going to be basically me running down basics, like, I'm going to introduce myself and tell you who I am, where I'm from, things like that. Simple stuff like that. So, right now, first off, I'm using Spotify for podcasters. It's an app that you can get on Google Play and Apple Store, I believe you can get that as well. There are other podcasting apps you can use as well, I think. I'm not sure. I'm just using this one. This is my first time. I'm just going to wing it. I don't have any notes with me or anything because, again, this video is just to introduce myself and who I am and why I decided to do podcasting, where I came up with the name for the podcast, and, yeah. So, let's start off with my name. Obviously, my name is Kevin, my real life name. I was born 9/11/1999. You heard that correctly. September 11th of 1999. I turned 2 years old the day of the terrorist attacks on the Twin Towers in New York. My dad has the same birthday as well. I'm not 100% sure how old he turned. I know he would have been in his 50s if he were still with us. Unfortunately, he passed away in January of 2007, so I no longer have a father anymore. Well, I have people that I look up to as a father, but anyway. I'm 23 years old, so yeah. I am a forklift operator. I work 6 a.m., Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., but I do like to do optional overtime for 2 hours, so that means I work till 4:30, just like I did today. I worked till 4:30. Now, I got my own apartment. I'm in my game room right now. I have a game room, so for those of you who don't know, yeah, I got a game room. Yeah, you probably don't know that I had a game room, but anyway, so I do have a YouTube channel. I will put it in the description of this podcast after it's over, if I can figure that out. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out, like, all this stuff. I've never recorded, like, just audio alone before. Like, I have done YouTube, but like I said, I don't, I've never uploaded a podcast before, like I said, and I have uploaded YouTube content. However, I do not do it anymore. I mean, maybe on a rare occasion I will, but it's really, really rare. But I'll put it in the description anyway. I'll also put in the description below a link to my Facebook page that I have. It's called the Ape Squad, and I'll get into that in a minute, how I came up with the Ape Squad. I'll put a link there in the description. Go on Facebook. That's where I'll be posting latest episodes of my podcast. But yeah, so let's get into it. Question: how did I get into podcasting? This is literally a question I came up with. Nobody's asked me this question. I mean, so what made me want to do podcasting? So, a couple of months ago, I started listening to podcasts, wrestling podcasts to be specific. So I started off, I believe, with Foley's Pod. Actually, no, I'm lying. This was a couple years ago, actually. I listened to Edging Christian, ENC's Pod of Awesomeness. And I got into it a little bit, but then, that was brief. But then, I just faded away from it. But then now, years later, here I am again. Now, by the way, that was 2019. Now, here I am, 2023, and I'm listening to podcasts now. I don't even listen to music anymore because now I'm listening to podcasts. Now, I listen to podcasts when I'm at work. Only at work. I don't know why, but I only listen to it when I'm at work. When I come home, I'll probably watch a WWE documentary or something, or maybe play W2K23 or whatever the case may be. But yeah, so I got into podcasts. I got into listening to podcasts like Foley's Pod. Very recently, I started watching Grilling with JR. He is, of course, joined by Conrad Thompson, who is known as the Podfather. Yeah, he's a really cool guy. Conrad Thompson also does a podcast with Kurt Angle. He does it with Mick Foley as well, but he does it with Kurt Angle. He does it with Bruce Pritchard. I'm not sure who else he does a podcast with. Those are the only podcasts that I know of that he does it with on a regular basis. But obviously he's not just a podcaster. I believe he does things with like homes and getting people into their home or stuff or something like that. So he does have I think a website as well. But yeah, so usually my routine at work, I'll show up, and this is the order of which I listen to these podcasts. I'll listen to Wrestle Talk podcast. That's if they uploaded anything WWE related, like Money in the Bank. Like recently, they uploaded Money in the Bank predictions. They uploaded that. SmackDown and Raw as well. I do not watch NXT. I will get into that in a little bit, but just so I'm not jumping around, I apologize. I tend to jump around a lot, and I don't know if you guys heard that vibration. That was my phone. I'm sorry, I got a notification. Anyway, yeah, so I do tend to jump around and stutter a lot and just go all over the place, and I do apologize if that does happen throughout this podcast. I don't know how long this is going, like how long my podcasting days are going to last. This could be the one and only episode. I don't know. I could have 100 episodes from now. I don't know. We'll see. It's just something like I'm just experimenting with, seeing if I will enjoy podcasting. If I don't, at least I tried, So, going back to what was I talking about? So going back to podcasts. So, when I get to work, I usually listen to, in order, this is the order. So I'll listen to the Wrestle Talk podcast. Again, they review Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-view, stuff like that. After that, I listened to an episode of Foley's Pod. I have listened to all of them, and then I ended up going back and listening to them all again. Yeah, so now I'm at the point where I'm almost done watching every single episode, or listening, rather. I keep saying watching, but listening to every episode. But after I'm finished with the second, quote-unquote, round, if you will, of watching all of Mick Foley's podcast, then I should, then I'm going to stop listening to it until he uploads another episode, of course. But anyway, yeah, so after Wrestle Talk, it's Foley's Pod. I listened to an episode of that. After Foley's Pod, I listened to the Steve Austin Show. I'll listen to an episode of that. After the Steve Austin Show, finally, I am now starting to listen to the Ross Report, which was basically it's Grilling with JR, but that was before it became Grilling with JR. So before it became Grilling with JR, it was the Ross Report. So I just started watching it. I think it was like the beginning of this week. I started listening. I keep saying watching. I'm sorry. I started listening to it the beginning of this week. So I am way down there, like way behind versus like now, because this was like what back in 2017 he uploaded his first podcast video. I think maybe even earlier, but I'm just going by what Spotify's got. Because on Spotify it's like March like 2017, something like that. Literally, they're talking about like Dean Ambrose and all these other guys that don't even work there anymore. So after that, that's my day at work, honestly. I mean, the one thing I hate about listening to podcasts at work is that I work in a loud environment, so I have to keep rewinding it. Like someone will go on the intercom or someone will call me over like to help them, or they're talking to me, and I got to pause it, and it's like, oh, what do they say? Now I got to rewind it back again. And it's just a constantly, like every couple minutes I got to do that. Or even a lot of times, every couple seconds I got to do that, and it gets annoying. I got annoyed the other day to the point where I just put both the earbuds in and called it a day, and I'm not supposed to do that at work. You can only have one on, one off. But yeah, so that's how I got into podcasting, but I decided, literally today, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try myself. Like, maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't. So it did take me a couple hours to come up with the name. And I will get into that in just a second, but I did want to cover wrestling-related topics. I wanted to come up with a name where it'll be universal, meaning I don't have to, meaning like the name it is right now, like Wrestling with the Apester. If I have Wrestling with the Apester, I can't talk about like gaming or anything like that. You know what I mean? Because I'm actually a huge gamer. That's something I forgot to tell you guys. I am a huge gamer. Yeah, I have an three arcade cabinets. One of them is a pinball machine. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, so I can't upload like, let's say, like I'm talking about Minecraft on a wrestling podcast. You know what I'm saying? So, but if anything, I can always change the name. I had a couple name ideas in mind. I had the Apester show in mind. This one I think was the first. No, the first idea was the Creeper Community. And how I came up with that was my YouTube name. My gamer tag is KevKevCreeper. Basically, I came up with the name. I think it was like 2013. I came up with the name, and these girls in middle school used to call me KevKevs, and then I took that name and I was like, all right, I gotta add something to it. It can't just be KevKevs. So I was like, oh, you know what? I play Minecraft. Let's see, KevKev. I don't know, dirt. I don't know, KevKev Stone, KevKev Zombie, KevKev Creeper, and that's when I was like, oh, okay, there you go, that sticks. So for the record, I don't want people to think I'm a creep. So that's why I just explained all that. Anyway, so the Creeper Community came to play because I had a survival world, and whenever somebody would come over, in my world, I had like a big area, and I called it the Creeper Community. And what it is that whoever comes over and they want to build a house, they can build it inside that area, in that giant area. I think it was like a 10 by 10 space, and whoever comes over, you can build it in a 10 by 10, make it as tall as you want. I don't care. At the time, obviously. And yeah, that's how I came up with the name Creeper Community. It just came to mind, just screw it. But that was going to be the name of the podcast. That's the first thing I thought of. I don't know why, but I was like, you know what? That doesn't make sense, especially considering, like, this is mostly going to be wrestling. I mean, sure, I might talk about video games every now and then, maybe other topics as well, maybe today's day and age, like, not politics, but like, maybe events, I don't know. But, it's mostly going to be wrestling content, but that takes me to what kind of wrestling content. So I'm thinking like going over stories and documentaries and review shows for Friday Night SmackDown, Monday Night Raw, pay-per-views for WWE. Only WWE, because I don't watch AEW, I don't watch New Japan, Impact Wrestling, none of that stuff. I only watch WWE. I don't know why. It's just, I don't have anything against those companies, but it's just, I don't know, I just kind of grew up playing the games, and I started watching wrestling back in 2012-ish, like, I would say after the 1,000th episode of Monday Night Raw, kind of somewhere in that neighborhood, I started watching it. Basically, Team Hell No was around. That was when I first started watching it. It was basically around that era when I started watching WWE, but I was playing the wrestling games pretty much since I was a little boy. Little squirt. I've been playing WWE games. And the one memorable game that I remember playing and grew up playing was the first ever SmackDown versus Raw and WrestleMania, the arcade game on the PlayStation 1. Those two wrestling games I grew up playing for sure. Also in my, I'd say, teenish years, I grew up playing SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. It has to be one of the greatest SmackDown vs. Raw games I've ever played, honestly. It's so cool. Almost, I would probably say underrated even. But anyway, back to the topic I was talking about before. So I'm thinking of doing just SmackDown Raw reviews. I cannot give you a set schedule. I'm probably, most likely, maybe Saturdays, I'll be reviewing Friday Night SmackDown, and Tuesday nights, I'll be reviewing Monday Night Raw. It just depends, because, like, I do work a lot, and, like, I work, lately I've been working 50-hour weeks by choice, but I've been working 50-hour weeks, and it's, like, I got other things to do around the house, and it's, like, I don't know when I'm going to get them uploaded. It could come out of nowhere, but if I do review a show, I definitely will try my hardest to get it the next day, to get the review down the next day. Again, I will not be doing AEW, New Japan, Impact Wrestling, none of that. WWE only. I'm also thinking of doing things, like I said, like documentaries, things like that, like talking about the Owen Hart fall, like the night we lost Owen, the Chris Benoit story, things like that. I'm going to be talking about things like that and going in depth. Because I listened to a bunch of the Owen Hart stuff, for example. I listened to like a bunch of podcasts about it and watched some documentaries and YouTube videos and whatnot, and piecing it all together and making one big video out of it. That's most likely probably going to be my next episode on the podcast, is talking about Owen Hart. I will be going in depth. I will be talking about try to go in depth at least, but I will talk about the family, who trained him, things like that. Spoiler, it's Stu Hart, the father. But anyway, yeah. So that's basically what got me into wanting to do podcasts, and what I will be uploading, like what you should be expecting. Again, I will be putting my links in the description, or whatever they call it, the below, like where you look, you go click on the podcast, it gives you the description of what I talk about over there. I'm just going to call it the description. Sorry, I come from the YouTube world. I don't know much about podcasting, so I really hope you enjoy this podcast. I got to learn things about like advertisements and possibly getting paid for and things like I don't freaking know, honestly. Like I said, this might even be my only video I put, my only podcast. Sorry, again, coming from the YouTube world, it's pretty difficult to get used to this. So, like I said, bear with me. I stutter a lot. I tend to like slip on my words and stuff and go all over the place. So please, just please forgive me for that. So let me get in depth as to where the name came from, Wrestling with the Apesters. So like I had said a little bit ago, I was thinking of different names, but I wanted to put like wrestling, like something to do with wrestling in there, I forgot my friend at work literally just a couple hours ago, he brought up a name, I forgot what it was, the Ape Show or something like that. But I feel like that's a little too, I don't know. So, the orange is the ape. You guys may be wondering, what the hell is the Apester? Who's the Apester? What is the Ape Squad? What is all this? What is going on? Ape Squad for life. What is all this? Yeah, Ape Squad for life is my motto, actually. So, the Ape Squad is basically so, let me just put this out there. For those of you people that play Grand Theft Auto 5, this is basically what it's got everything to do with Grand Theft Auto 5. So, when I started playing Grand Theft Auto 5, I started playing online, and I wanted to make my character. So, for those of you who don't know, you can make your character, you can roam around the city, shoot people, do whatever you want, drive around, eat snacks, do missions, things like that. So, for those of you who don't know, GTA that's basically what it is. So, when I made my character, I didn't know what, I wanted to cover my face. I really wanted to cover my face. So I said, you know what, I put on basically my clothes. So for my clothes, I basically put what I would wear in real life, which would probably be a t-shirt and some jeans, jean pants. I should say I don't really wear jean shorts, but jean pants usually I'll put on. And I needed to cover my face. So I said, you know what, I'm going to put face paint. Actually, before I get to the face paint part, because it won't make any sense here. So let me just start over for a second. So I wanted to put a mask on. So I was looking through the masks that they had at the mask store in the game, because there's like a mask store somewhere like near the beach area. And I was looking through those masks and looking around. There were different animals, and I saw the ape mask, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool. I'll put this on for now, and maybe I'll get a different ape mask, because I know there's another ape mask that has like a cigar, like the ape is smoking a cigar." I was gonna use that after I had unlocked it, which was when you get to rank 100, you unlock it. However, I ended up just sticking with the original ape mask. So I have a brown ape mask. It's like a light brown ape mask. I have it on with a t-shirt and some jean pants. So at that point, I said, all right, here's my character. And then I saw, you can see, where the eyes are cut out. And it's, the regular skin color, like my white skin color. And I was like, you know what? I want to, give it depth a little bit. So I got face paint behind it. And it so I basically have the ape mask, and I have black patches, basically what it looks like. Just like when Kane, when he wore his mask, he had the red paint around his eyes. That's basically what I had. I that's probably where that's where I got it from, to be honest with you. Wanting to put paint around the eyes was actually from Kane, when he puts his red mask on and he paints around the eyes. Anyway, so now you can paint a picture as to what I look like. I have, the ape mask, I have the t-shirt, and I have some jean pants. And I also have some skate sneakers, or Nike Air Force One, something like that. Simple design shoes. I don't really care for sneakers that look like they were made by an alien. I like simple designs, like the Air Force Ones, the Nike Air Force Ones. I'm not a sneakerhead, so I wouldn't be able to give you any other sneaker. Literally, that's the only sneaker I know, honestly. But anyway, so yeah, you can paint that picture in your head. So at that point, I was like, wait a minute, something ain't right here. I don't know, something just doesn't look right here. So I took my t-shirt off. I said, screw it, I'm going to take the t-shirt off. Took the t-shirt off. Now I'm shirtless with jeans and the mask, the face paint, obviously underneath the mask. And I was like, nah, something's still missing. So I put a watch around my wrist and I put a chain around my neck. And I said, all right, we're getting there. And then I seen these sagging jeans where you can see part of the underwear a little bit, the boxers or whatever. So I was like, you know what, I'll buy this. And then that's when it was really starting to come together, my character in the game. And I said, man, this is really coming together, but something's missing to this. So I thought about it and I said, you know what? I'm going to tat this guy up. I am going to give him tattoos from the neck all the way down to the feet, man. I know you can't see his legs because I have the jean pants on, the sagging jean pants on, but whatever, I tatted him anyway. But mostly I was more focused on the upper body, the sides, like my waists, or my hips rather, my arms, my hands, even fingers if I could find it, around the neck area, the back of the neck, the back if I didn't mention that yet, the lower back. So basically I was just covered in tattoos. At that point, that's when I saw my character and I was like, whoa, this is cool. Like, I mean, it may not seem cool because it's just a shirtless guy with a bunch of tattoos and some jeans, but I got so used to using that design. So that is where I got that from. That's how I came up with my character. And that's how the Ape Squad was born. So the Ape Squad is just a crew. So in GTA, you can make a crew, and you can invite people to join your crew. And I needed to come up with a name, and immediately I came up with the Ape Squad, like that. I just came up with the name, the Ape Squad, and that's where it all started. That's why I ended up calling myself the Apester. And I ended up, saying things like, oh, we apes do things this way, we apes do that, we apes do this, we apes do that. Yeah, I ended up doing those kind of things, and and all the friends and some family members I used to play with on the game, it was funny to them. It was hilarious. Like, I was imitating this ape, It's just a character I came up with, and then that's how the Ape Squad was born, honestly. It just came like that, came to mind, the Ape Squad. And then I came up with a motto. I was like, I gotta have a motto. So I was like, Ape Squad for life, not for like the number 4. The number 4, yeah, like Ape Squad for life. And that was my motto. Now, when I made the crew in GTA, when I tried to name it the Ape Squad, it said it was taken. So somebody had taken my name. So I said, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I named it my slogan, which is Ape Squad for Life. And that's what it's called, and that's what it is to this day. Established 2014, baby. Still going at 2013, 2014, somewhere in the neighborhood. But anyway, still going at it. Ape Squad for Life, baby. Yeah, so that's how the Ape Squad was born. That's how me being considered the Apester was born. Nobody personally calls me the Apester or anything like that. But I guess after this podcast, you will now. But when I was playing GTA, I was considered, quote unquote, the Apester of GTA. So yeah, I mean, I'm not famous or anything by any stretch of the imagination, by the way. So I don't want you to go on YouTube and look up the Apester and you're gonna find me, because you're probably not. I'm not famous. It's just something like I said, it's just something I came up with. So that's, again, for the 100th time, I apologize. That's how I came up with the Ape Squad. And that's how I came up with the name for this podcast, Wrestling with the Ape Squad. Well, with the Apester, sorry. Or I was going to actually call it Wrestling with the Ape Squad. And then I also had another name, Wrestling with the Apesters, with a Z at the end. Because I also have a MC club, motorcycle club in GTA. And I call it the Apesters with the A and the, not instead of the E, and Apesters with a Z at the end, not an S, a Z. That's the name I came up with as well for my bike club in GTA. But yeah, that's all GTA related. So this all ties into GTA, how I came up with the name with the Ape Squad and the Apester and all that other stuff. So hopefully now, after doing this video, this again, I'm using the word video. After doing this podcast, I will be considered the Apester. You can call me Kev, I don't care. I mean, you can call me whatever you want, I don't care. You can call me a dumbass. I really don't care what you call me. But I am the Apester. Ape Squad for life, baby. So yeah, again, I will be putting the link down below in the description of the podcast after this is over, somehow, if I end up figuring out how to do it. The links that I'm going to send you guys, like, it's going to be my YouTube channel, it's going to be my Facebook, maybe my Instagram. No, not my Instagram. That's just personal stuff. I don't want to go in depth with my personal life like that. Like, so, yeah, I won't put that in there. But I don't know if there's anything else I need to mention. I got to really think for a minute here. I think that's honestly it. I think that covers it, honestly. If there's anything I forgot, I might just leave it in my next podcast episode. But the next episode that I make, it is officially going to be the start of my podcast. Officially, the start of the podcast. I cannot tell you when it's going to come up. I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to record it. I don't have a plan on doing it today. It's 5:52 p.m. right now. It is Friday, June 30th. Just to throw the date out there, just in case you didn't know what date it is. But I want to try getting the podcast uploaded the same day that I make it, so it makes it easier on me, you know. But I will specify probably the date on every video. Like, I'll be like, hey, it's June 30th, 2023. It is 5:53 p.m. Like right now, literally. But yeah, that's about it, man. You know, like I think I've covered everything. You know. I'm trying to think if I missed any. I feel like it happens all the time when I'm uploading YouTube like videos and stuff, and then I finish the video, and then I'm like, oh man, I forgot to mention this, and then I put it in the comments. But in this case, I don't think I can put comments on a Spotify podcast. Like, I don't know how that works, you know. Oh, by the way, I'm in the game room right now because I don't want to be in the living room and it be like very echoey. I just don't want it to sound like crap. This probably already does sound like crap, but if I do end up getting in the podcast game officially, I will see if I can go buy a good mic to use, an official mic, and we can get the ball rolling with this, honestly. So I already I already got the podcast rolling right now as we're speaking here. There is this button that says add flag. If somebody could please tell me what that means. I did click it and I don't know what it does. I don't know if maybe that's like marks like an important part of the podcast or something. I don't know if I don't know what it does, honestly. Like I said, I'm still learning all this stuff. You know, this is all within the day. Literally hours ago is when I thought about doing a podcast for myself. I mean, well, I thought about it a couple days ago, but it kind of was just like a what if. Now, today, for some reason, it was just like, ooh, I should really give it a shot. But yeah, but the YouTube, I ended up stopping. I stopped uploading YouTube because I kind of got lazy, to be honest. Like, I didn't want to upload the video, then I had to edit it. At least here, I can just screw it. Just make the podcast and just upload it. The way it is right now, screw it. Raw footage, don't care. Just going to give you the whole thing, the whole nitty-gritty. I don't think I can update it anyway. I don't know. Like I said, it's beyond me. I don't know how this works. We are in the 28-minute and 15-second mark right now. Yeah, I can see the time right here. I also have my charger in my hand. Sorry if you've been hearing this the whole time. It's because my charger's in my hand and it's hitting the chair. Well, it's not really a chair. It's a stool, actually. It's a stool for one of the arcade cabinets. The Simpsons one, to be honest, if you're wondering. I have a Simpsons arcade cabinet, Pac-Man cabinet, and Attack from Mars pinball machine. So it's pretty cool. I also got original Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, the Wii, and Nintendo Switch, a Blu-ray player, and a gaming PC, which I don't have a monitor for it, but I plug it into my TV, and that's how I literally play on my computer. Literally, no joke. I plug it into the TV. But anyway, yeah, I'm just going to end this podcast here. I think this is going to be the end here. I think I've covered everything. I'm probably not. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to end it right now, and then I'm going to forget something. But I'm pretty sure I covered everything, all the basics. Oh, I'm from Massachusetts. I don't want to get in depth with that, but I am from Massachusetts. And currently still live here, actually, in Mass. Not going to tell you specifics where I'm at exactly, or else someone's going to come here and find me and kill me. Anyway, again, I'm going to end this off here. I'm very bad at ending videos and podcasts, so I really hope you enjoy this podcast, getting to know me better. If there's any questions about me that I didn't cover that you wanted to know, please do let me know. Maybe on Facebook on my page, shoot me a message. Again, I'm gonna try putting the page down below, the link to the Facebook the Ape Squad page. It's a picture of an ape with some glasses on, with the in his glasses there's like palm trees in it, and then the background says Ape Squad with like the GTA Vice City Washington Beach area thing. Anyway, so thank you for listening on to this podcast. I hope you all enjoyed, and man, see you guys next time on the next episode, which will be most likely covering Owen Hart. So take care, everybody.